satisfying your desires has never been easier than now. But still, even though we should be happier than ever before, we are not. And we still feel like something's missing. That's because our desires never really got satisfied. And now the question arises, is there a simple way to change that? And the answer is, yes, there is. Let's break down what's actually happening behind the scenes. Every one of us has many different desires. For example, we all want social connection, friendship. We all want love and intimacy. And we all want to make some kind of progress in real life, whatever that means for you. However, getting those desires met is hard. Of course, if you want social connection, friendship, you have to put in the effort to keep a healthy friendship alive or to just get one. Or the desire for love and intimacy. Of course, you have to go out, you have to get vulnerable, have to speak to someone, risk a rejection, get rejected, try again, and feel uncomfortable. That's just the price you have to pay to get your desires met. Or if you want to make progress in real life. Of course, this also takes effort, whatever that means for you. Let's say it means building a great physique. Then you have to go to the gym. And of course, in the beginning, it's going to be uncomfortable because you're not really experienced, you don't know what to do, and there are way more experienced people around you. Of course, it's going to be uncomfortable, but that's just the price you have to pay to get your desires met. However, nowadays, we can artificially satisfy our desires. At least it can feel that way. For example, if we look at the desire for social connection. Now we can just use social media. If it's Instagram or maybe Snapchat, sending each other pictures of our faces. That can artificially satisfy our desire for friendship in a cheap, easy way. Or the desire for love and intimacy is artificially met by porn. Or if you want to make progress in real life, then you can just play video games and level up there and put in hours into playing those games and leveling up and doing all this stuff, but not really making any progress in real life. And this artificial satisfaction of your desires will feel good in the moment. And the moment a shortcut exists, your brain will take it. Social media, video games, porn, all this stuff is so fun/addicting because it plays on your desires. And that leads to the next problem. Now you have two solutions for the same problem. You have one desire and two solutions. The one is extremely easy, takes no effort and even feels good in the moment. And the other one takes really much effort, feels hard and doesn't feel good in the moment. Guess which one your brain will choose every time. Of course, it will take the easy option. We are just designed that way. We are designed to preserve energy. So your brain now learned you don't have to go for the real thing anymore. So if you want to get your desire for love and intimacy met, normally you would have to go out, make yourself vulnerable, get rejected, try again, get up the courage to speak to someone. And this, of course, feels uncomfortable. But now you can just artificially satisfy this desire of love and intimacy through porn, for example. But now let me show you the part that everyone feels, but nobody talks about. Watching porn and having a real relationship is not the same thing. Making progress in the real world, changing something in your life, solving problems is not the same as playing video games and leveling up there. You get the dopamine, but none of the fulfillment. It permanently keeps you one step away from actually satisfying your desires. Because it can feel good in the moment and it can somehow feel a bit like you got your desires met. But actually, and you know it yourself, social media, video games and porn, they don't really satisfy your desires. But the good news are, there is a way out. And it's simpler than trying to avoid the modern world completely. Obviously, to really satisfy your desires, you also have to go for the real thing. If you can do that while still using social media, video games and porn, then just do it that way. Just go for the real thing. That's the most important part. And be aware that those shortcuts will still affect you. Because if you keep using those shortcuts unconsciously, they'll also keep replacing the real thing without you noticing. You don't have to stop using all this stuff completely, but to really get your desires met in a healthy way, you have to be aware of this. You have to be aware over your usage of these shortcuts like porn, video games and social media, and at least start using them intentionally. So if you want to take back control, here's where you start. Social media, for example, is one of the biggest time wasters out there. The average person spends over 900 hours on social media every year. Just think about what you could do with all this time if you would use those 900 hours for something worthwhile, or even just half of that, 450 hours, using that for something that feels worthwhile and really helps you to satisfy your desires. Most people don't realize how much of their life disappears into those shortcuts until they check their screen time. If you want to go deeper into that and want to know the most effective and underrated way to decrease your screen time, then watch this next. I hope you liked this video and took something out of it, and then I wish you a nice day. Bye.